Shoot! Okay, that should do it. Hello everyone. Good to see you tonight. I hope you're all doing well. It's 7 o'clock. Nothing horrible has happened yet, so we're up and running. You may have noticed that I have changed the font. Actually, it looks pretty small, so maybe not. Anyway, you'll see soon that I did some messing about and changed the font to something that is more reminiscent of the original releases of Final Fantasy 3, 4, 5, and 6. Not that 6 is actually completely out yet. Yeah, good timing tonight, Luxie. Fantastic. Today, we're pretty excited to finish Final Fantasy 3, holy shit. I can put it in my completed box. Change the playlist on YouTube to add the little brackets that say complete, which I will do and be pretty proud of myself for. That'll be fun. But until then, I think we just gotta hope everything turns out alright. Also, I figured out where the notification is wrong again, because Corey lets me know. Sadly, it's a place that I can't change from... no, I can change it from inside Streamlabs. I just need to remember to click a specific thing, because it doesn't jump up and tell you. And I think that's because that Go Live notification is probably built for people who play the same game over and over, right? Right? Probably. But also don't have it set up to grab auto text the way some other notifications do. And I bet that's possible. I sincerely bet that's possible. I could make it say, Professor Jimbles going live with brackets game name. Go live would be possible to do. Because Streamlabs notices that information in other locations, so it wouldn't be too surprising that it could happen. Right? I like to change it when I remember it exists and is a separate value, but that doesn't always happen, because it's not one of the ones that just appears. Oh, hello, Emma. If it's not a value that always appears to say, alright, remember, change this, then I'm going to forget once in a while. So auto text would be easier, but I like to say things like, today's Go Live notification is noting that we're finishing Final Fantasy III, of which we should be proud. It's not quite the stunning achievement as finishing Pillars of Eternity, given Pillars was longer and more intense, you know, but this is still a hell of an achievement. We celebrated for a little while when we finished Final Fantasy I. The end of Final Fantasy II was a lot of sighs of relief, more than anything else, and that's no good. Jeez. Ah, good to see you, Emma. Drinking my mocha. I definitely added some chocolate powder today because I finished a relatively taxing workout after an hour's walk with the dog. Because being a dog, and a very lovely dog, she needs to go for a long walk and then just check out what's going on in the neighborhood, because if she doesn't do it, the whole place will go downhill immediately. So we went on a walk for a while, and I got relatively tired, and then I thought I could probably stare at my laptop in between sets. So I went and did some strength exercise at home too. Yeah, see, I mean, you're totally right. The next Go Live notification will in fact say, we're finishing Final Fantasy III, and then Corey will not only log in, but he'll have Discord to be able to tell me that it's wrong. Funny, very funny, not good, not very professional at all. Anyone who was early in the stream could have seen me messing about with a timer to see if I can make that break period at the beginning have a timer, because it does say the stream is starting soon, but it doesn't explicitly say the stream is starting in 30 seconds or however long. That's my next step. We'll go through that and figure it out. It shouldn't be too hard. I found a source that can do it. It's just... I don't know... Yeah. There's some things that I'll be testing, that's for sure. But better than that, let's wait for the coffee to start kicking in. I can actually start doing some cool shit. And being as excited as I'd like to be about this game. But also... let's finish Final Fantasy III, right? I'm excited. Look how close the bestiary is to finished. Love that sound, don't you? Fantastic sound. I don't know if I'll make all of you listen to that. Again, I certainly won't make you watch me go through that whole thing. And just kick them off one by one. But I'm pretty sure, given that there's nothing that's out of reach, that I will, in fact, finish it completely. And get every achievement, 100% it. That sound bad? Yeah. Well, shout out to everyone in the VODs who can just mute it for that second. I suppose technically everyone could just mute it for that second. So here we are in the World of Darkness, because last episode we had a actually a pretty cool scene where a lot of the NPCs we met stood up and were like, no, we won't let you get frozen by wyverns forever, we'll save you. And like the ultimate chads they are, they did. They saved us perfectly. What is this? Do we just have bosses? Just chilling out? Because that's a little mean. Okay, cool. Well, we can YOLO our way through, so I'm less concerned. Now that we can see invisible. See invisible, see through invisible walls. Let's go in that direction. Now, I know the World of Darkness is apparently a long and complicated dungeon, but I don't know which way we're supposed to go. I've just been told that it is relatively easy to just wander through. We've also hit the point of no return. We simply cannot leave this dungeon and go to the rest of the world. So that's one of the reasons I'm not using any spells on the sages, because we need to save him. Oh, just a clone of Zonde as well. Do you think he's as tough as the last boss? What we thought was the end boss of the game? Or can we, in fact, YOLO our way through? Ooh. Let's take us off auto battle. Oh boy, Hubert and Grumman may be down. Negative finisher there. Okay, well, we're not giving up yet. You need heals. You need res. We can do this. We can get him back up. Oh, that was pretty unexpected, to be honest. Luckily they don't fall through the floor, that would suck. Pretty funny if they did though. We really need that Kiraja to drop so we get enough hit points. No, we're gonna die. Wow, okay, well that was fun. We need to take Zande's clone seriously. Good thing the mechanic doesn't drop us too far back. The load from save. Auto save, sorry. Thankfully, right? Yomangan, we can just attack. Sorry, World Serpent, you're not that devastating to our ego. There we go again, saying things that end up being earthquaked. Okay, so before we open that chest, I'll heal everyone. And when we start the fighting, we won't immediately die. Well, Luxie, you didn't see my horrible shame. In that we found a clone of Zonde in a box and it killed us. Don't look at me. Oh, come on. There we go. Drink your medicine, Apollo. Okay. Alright, so now when we start this fight with Zonde, we're not going to auto-battle our way through. Yes, it does start auto-battle. Well, lots of casts of fire up. Let's do that. Let's try that, right? They'll be putting out certainly more damage than they would with their sticks, so we should be okay. It's... yeah. And let's see what he does after each attack. Maybe we want to adjust strategy and not just YOLO. I definitely want to just YOLO, it's just sometimes I'm not allowed to. Yeah. There we go. So I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy FFIII because it's now out on PC. And everybody's in chat, so I may get in trouble for this, but it is certainly pretty funny. I started it and I was very excited about it. Really excited, very happy because... because I've been waiting for it ever since it was announced and then released on PS4 and then was not put on PlayStation, on PC for a very long time. That's kind of rough, but I understand. I understand. I'm just sad about it. Anyway, I give it a red hot go and I play a lot of it and it's really enjoyable and I'm looking at the visual effects and I'm just saying, man, this is fantastic. I love this. And then at one point I actually call Emma in. And I'm like, hey Emma, look at this. Look how good this is. This is Final Fantasy FFIII. And then after a couple of times of me just being like, look at this particular scene, and I'll play the music really loud so you can hear it, I get the question of, so which one is this? I'm like, oh, it's the Final Fantasy VII Remake. And Emma goes, when did this come out? Because, quite reasonably, you've come far, but this is the end of the line. This world will be engulfed in darkness and return to the void. Blurg. But quite reasonably, Emma heard Final Fantasy VII-R. Ooh, Echidna. That's fantastic. Her design in Dun Scaith. No. The Void Arc is really cool in Final Fantasy XIV. Very cool indeed. And quite reasonably, Emma looked at it and was like, 7? 7 remake, but 7, that's not. You're currently playing 3, nearly finishing 4, and the graphics are really different. For one, 7R looks almost, or in some certain circumstances, it looks quite realistic. Like looking into it, stylized slightly, but essentially a picture, a photo. And so it's not that much of an assumption to be like, what the fuck happened in four entries of this series to get it from one state to the other? And I find that really funny. I'm like, yes, this one came out last year. Technically, it was re-released on PC 3 weeks ago, maybe, at most. So it's very, 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 very new. And Corey and I spent some time talking about whether to jump into that directly after 7, and I still stand by my decision of implying something else is going on, maybe adding a meta-narrative that isn't actually there, but it is in my head. But no, I'm gonna go through plans bearing. We'll go from here to 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, then directly into 8, 9, then 10, and then 12, 13, maybe 13.2 and 13.3, and then follow it up with 15, and then Final Fantasy VII-R. Why? Because I can work it in story-wise and make it interesting and make sense, but also mechanically, it's just so different. You can't... Jumping from 7 to 7R would be a massive shock to the system. And then going from 7R back to 8 would be difficult. Also, selfishly, this allows me to finish 7R now, and then in however long it takes us to finish the rest of the series, forget a lot of things and have something to show off. I think that's pretty important. If a little selfish. Damn. We're pretty wounded. This Echidna is being real tough. It's not like a difficult boss for us to fight. I think we can take him. How is this an Echidna? No. But is it the Echidna from Mesopotamian myth? Maybe, right? Echidna is the mother of monsters in Mesopotamia somewhere. It's the same place that Gilgamesh and Enkidu come from. It's relatively interesting to... It is. It's just a straight up interesting design as well. Like, this monster is hanging from the ceiling. Hey, we got you! Nice. Now, this is a corrupted crystal of water, right? Near certain we'll have to do the same thing when we find the next crystal, right? And they'll be in... Look like there are areas in each cardinal direction. We'll go there. We'll touch all the things again. Alright, and touch the thing. I am one of the warriors of dark. Oh my god! It's like, do you think we have to fight him? When the warriors of light or dark become too great, the cloud of darkness is created to return the world to the void. Only the hope inherent in the forces of light and dark can stop it. Now go, warriors of light. I will assist you with my powers of dark. Oh my god. Oh, HP and MP. Wow, a full restore whenever we... That's fantastic. I didn't need to use those potions. Enkidu of Udik. Yeah, I think that's probably the inspiration. Absolutely. I think when we're translating things that old, it's really hard to designate what was the truth and what isn't. But, like... What a wasted cast. Now that I know I get a full heal after every boss fight, I'm less concerned. Ah, Greek mythology half monster. Okay. Well, there was half a sexy woman there, so that kind of makes sense to me. Not the cast that we... Yeah, 19 of those. It's just... I want him to deal damage until we need him to heal, but in the meantime... Luxie. That's a great question that I straight up cannot answer for you. Oh, Rama with the beard. Good job, man. I don't know why we named a kid that. I think it fits. Our echidnas are half beautiful, sexy things. Aren't they? I say so. Mikinu's cute, not sexy. Oh, sorry. That's true. 0% sexy. Now, I have several friends who are in the furry community and they may disagree with you there. Not exactly partial to them myself, but I bet someone finds an echidna sexy. Do you think that comes up in like Percy Jackson novels somewhere? Monsters! I should have known. Another Zonda's clone. You're a dick, man! Fire rocket. Let's do that. I think Odin has a chance to instant kill. Boy, that'd be useful. Is that it again? Miss. Alright. Yep. Alright. I should have expected that. Instant kill effects on this thing that was a boss? No way. I don't think we'll ever get an answer that feels... I still haven't come to an answer that feels right about why the Sonic fandom is the way it is. It sounds judgy, and I honestly don't feel judgy about it. I'm just like, they're kind of notorious. Another ribbon. Well, I don't know if we need any more ribbons. I've had it posited a couple times. It's because, like, there's rebellion in a... Just like, how did this happen? Yeah, essentially. There's rebellion in a way that kind of fits with a parental aesthetic, I guess. Like, Sonic's never killed a man. Wait, no, Sonic has been in a war. Keep forgetting about those Archie comic Sonic tie-ins. I don't know much about it. It's just, as always, I don't know any other fandom where if you search X the Hedgehog, yeah, of course I'm taking one with 3 hours. I mean, I'd love Zoe B to take care of it for me. It'd be great. The Wrath of Dark cannot be stopped. This will be a final resting place. Beep. Well, who are you, buddy? Oh, it's Cerberus! Alright, well, we're definitely going Greek here, then, aren't we? Love a bit of Greek. I'm not concerned about... Well, about using all our resources, could we get full heals? So, now we're just gonna... Any fandom, exactly. And that's not a bad thing. I like that. I like that as an expected experience. Life is weird. Fandom should reflect that as well. But it's curious. I feel like it's interesting enough that someone will have a deep dive. There's lots to learn there, and I'm super excited. But I don't think I'm the person to do that research. That's all. And not only because I don't do research. Not smart enough to do research. Someone's remembering that they've actually signed up for university this year. And I'm gonna have to stop saying things like that. Especially if they start getting actually good at this sort of thing. Who knows? I intend to, like, I'm not gonna cheat, but I intend to use every pro-offered resource I can. Like, all of the very attractive and smart people who've been like, I will review your assignments before you put them in. I'll be like, yes, please. Not only would I love you to do that, yes, please. I'm also gonna, like, try and explain whatever thing the essay or assignment is trying to portray, thereby increasing my knowledge of what that's supposed to be. I'm real excited about that part of the process. Hell yeah. Oh! Half woman, half snake. Characteristics of mammal and reptile. Okay, now, thank you, Luxie. That's a great investigation. Cerberus, you're a big tough boy, aren't you? Hedgehog, sea urchin. I don't know about that. I think we need to cast that this turn. Kinda wish I had a sage just so I can see how much health Cerberus has. What a big tough boy! Alright, there we go. What a good tough pupper! I'm very impressed with you, dog. Okay, you go take a nap. I imagine we'll get another Warrior of Dark here, right? Poison damage, whoops. I'm one of the four warriors of dark. We managed to stop the Wrath of Light 1,000 years ago. Light and dark. Our two worlds depend on one another. If the two were to converge, it would bring about a single world of nothingness, a void. Now that the light is weakened, the darkness is spreading. The wrath of dark is upon us. The only force that can stop this and return balance is within you, the four warriors of light. I'm here to aid you. We cannot allow the void to consume our worlds. This guy didn't specifically say, I'll help you. He just kind of ran off. That's not so good. Now our pals are back to full strength, so let's continue investigating the Wall of Darkness. I'm less than impressed with you, my friend. I'm going to blow you up. Yes, it's perhaps a little risky to use all of our abilities on trash, but whatever. If it looks dicey, we'll die and restore ourselves from walking into the room, or I'll use an elixir and restore all our ability and health that way. In the meantime, our ninjas are going to beat up their ninjas. And our sages are going to beat up their sages. I just saw that. That's a decent point, Loxy. Sounds kind of similar. You think that would count, right? Should we feel slightly snubbed that the ultimate melee class is ninja, and a less good version but still appropriately melee class knight is less powerful? The Japanese studio is like the best fighters, physical fighters that can use any weapon and are strictly better in every way. Ninjas. Because not to be a jerk, but no. Ninja is rogue. Ah, but we also had thieves earlier, right? We have a thief. They're not as good as ninjas. We're looking at it. That's kind of looking at it through a D&D term, right? But also, the series started as a D&D translation, adaptation, right? So actually, that looking at it through that lens makes sense. Analog, yeah. Honestly, I'd say it's digital, but I'm Tish. These Sande's clones don't count as bosses, so it's very happy to have you auto battle as you start. Oh, damn, too slow in the timeline. I'm sure it was a very funny joke, though. You were able to appreciate my joke even though it was poorly timed. So I'm glad I have a chat box as well, so even the VOD can show the whole world that I was not fast enough to make the joke. Alright, Tront, calm down. Thought I was just reading your joke. Would I do that? Yes. Oh, well, I think the game is leaning me towards equipping everyone with ribbons. Take a slight defense and evasion hit, but become immune to many stat. Yeah, alright. There you go. Everyone's got ribbons. It may not be. I'm not super confident that ribbons are the absolute best choice, but not getting poisoned, not getting anything, not getting stoned, not getting slept. It really depends on what it protects against. If it's everything, well, hell yeah. Bartmet's gonna go out and you'd probably use that in the next fight. Whoopsie. It's fine. Don't even worry about it. Don't even trip. You may have seen my eyes as I was like, do I want to just run from these bastards? Is that... Should I just do that? I'm like, no. These ribbons go on the head slot. Not just for twirling, my friend. The twirling may be included. Twirling in your imagination is perfectly fine. Very valid. We're all healed up, let's go! There are more of them here. Darkness will prevail and bring an end to the world as you know it. You will now disappear with the rest of the world. Beep! What do we got this time, huh? Two-headed dragon! It's kind of cute, isn't he? Hey, little buddy. Hey, buddy. How you doing? We're gonna cast haste on our team because I kind of want to wreck you with melee. Fuck. What the fuck? You see that? You smacked Trunks so hard. We're not gonna risk it. We're playing it safe. Yeah, Jimbles thinking things through. Terrible. Alright, well look, I'm particularly glad I thought it through. You think Trunks gonna take the hit again? Looks like haste, right? Doesn't appear to be doing what it normally does, which is like give it additional attack. It's increasing the number of hits, which I appreciate. It's making Ubit deal a lot of damage with each strike. Certainly appreciate that. Well, that's that. Time for Leviathan. Get him. This dragon can't hit us forever, can it? We'll be fine. Oof. Okay. Take him down. It's gotta have less health than Cerberus. I feel like Cerberus's main challenge was that it had so much health. Alright, well we don't want Malone to just attack. Come on, Malone. You're better than that, aren't you? Also, haste has fallen off Ubit. See if we can poison the two-headed dragon, right? What do you think? I'm hoping. Oh, well, that's decent damage, so let's just keep doing that anyway. Poor Trunt's gonna be on healbot duty still. No, haste just ran out on Trunt. It's a significant improvement. It's worth doing. So I don't think we've successfully poisoned... There we go. I don't think we successfully poisoned the two-headed dragon, but that bio is pretty useful. So... Da, 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 da. Ooh, okay, what's this Warrior of Dark gonna say? Is he gonna tell us the same thing? Like... I am a Warrior of Dark. Our worlds came from the void and will one day return to it. There's only one force that can keep the nothingness at bay. Hope. The void is inevitable. Someday it will consume everything. But today is not that day! Not while there is still hope and love in the worlds of light and dark. Shut the door? I can do that. I'll be back, everybody. So long as there is hope, the void cannot win. There you go. Just so you won't get your ears blasted out by North. No worries, Emma. With the powers of dark and light, defeat the force that is calling forth the void. He fucks off. Alright, well. Warriors of light, only you can restore hope to the world. Like, yeah, you're all saying that. I'm really glad. Whoops. Hell yeah. Okay, now we're fully restored, so we can continue our amazing... Those free heals make it so much easier. I can only imagine what a grind it would be. Like, what a grinder this whole dungeon would be if all you've got are your elixirs and your ability to get through. Yeah, cast a haste. On your Trant! Why? Alright. Okay, get him. There we go. Good job, Trant. Glad you leveled up. So we're gonna get the last crystal, then walk up those stairs, and I think we have a boss fight, and then we're done, right? Right. Okay, so take bets. Who's Trant gonna cast haste on this time, right? Is it random, or will she cast it on herself? That's the spirit. This time around, Trant chooses violence. Alright. Trant does not get the opportunity to release the rage. Not this time. Soon. In the meantime, continue healing. I've been told healing inspires much rage. And I get that, absolutely. In fact, the standard stereotype... Seems like there are two stereotypes. In a lot of lit RPG, the healer is a soft white mage that feels helpless and must do their best to heal people. And in a lot of the... Well, we're not going south. It's completely pointless. And in a lot of other media, the healer is someone who, in fact, jaded and burnt out and responding with salt. And calm. Hey, buddy. And I understand that. It's the same model as Cerberus, just different colored. Bye, buddy. Bye. Whoever could this be? And I'm wondering, like, when I heal for parties, heal in MMOs, I avoid the salt. Instead, I get stressed. Because healing's the job I find the most stressful. And I perhaps wonder if that's... Cool. I perhaps wonder if the trope of the salt or angry or simply done with it healer comes from that reaction to the stress. I guess, well, I will do my stressful job and hope that you don't fuck something up, because when they fuck up a mechanic, everyone dies, or it makes the healer's job harder, and that could contribute. That could be a decent reason why they are stressed. Are they expressing that stress? Yeah, partially, Luxie, because I also tank, and I find that less stressful than healing. Something about being the actual center of attention makes me think, it's fine. What's the worst that can happen? It's probably not responsible, but it's very funny. Actually, very recently played Gunbreaker as a tank. In Doot Scoot, in Final Fantasy XIV, and I forgot to put on my goddamn tank stats when I was off tanking something. And the whole time, I realized the whole time I've just been playing as if I was blue DPS. Like, running around, doing my combo, having a good time. The Wrath of Dark has nearly reached its zenith. No one can stop it, least of all you. Having a good time, not tanking. Oh, Araman, hey buddy. And I was heavily embarrassed when the people I was in voice chat with were like, Alias, put on your goddamn tank stance. I'm like, fuck. Fucking hell, oh my god. I'm so embarrassed. But even then, I'd be mortified if I let someone die. Or I just forgot to heal and I was just focusing on DPS too much. Like, that would be worse. I don't know why. But hey. We had a good time. Like, we had one wipe. After that, I was like, oh shit, I actually need to start paying attention. And then everything went fine. And not just because I had a guild member call out the whole strategy for me. So I could seem like I knew what I was doing even if I didn't. Cheers, buddy. Thanks, Nolan. So, in some respects, I do actually really like people depending on me when we're playing. But healer is just a more stressful job. I wonder if the healer standing in the corner wiggling their wrists and casting heals and doing nothing else is as stressful as what is currently expected of healers in Final Fantasy XIV, which is like heal and mitigate damage, and then whenever you've got a moment, deal as much damage as you possibly fucking can. Don't forget to blow people apart with blood lilies. Like, and manage this complicated rotation because it's you've got to get it right, and like that's a lot. Good, because the early part of the game without complication is boring as hell. We just lost Grombo. By God, we lost Grombo and Malone. We can do this. Don't worry. We can all cast a Rise. As long as we don't get an AoE attack, we can get Fire Egg and U-Bit. Perfect. Absolutely fine with that. Don't worry about it. We can do this. 23 elixirs? Anything else that will restore a lot of hit points? No. Well, let's not risk it. I don't know who will get the turn first, so we're just gonna go for it. We got it. Okay, cool. Whew! What a recovery! See, isn't healing stressful? Point made. There's also absolutely no fuck. There's also absolutely no tanking in these early Final Fantasies. It's the Viking is the closest to what you could call tanking, in the sense that one hero has an ability that can get all of the damage on them. But you'll also notice that there were a lot of misses on that, and it didn't always go off. Oh, come on, Trunt. Are you going to get the heal off to get you back up before we go? Yes, good job, Trunt. And that does make the concept of the single person that takes as much damage as possible hard to keep up, right? Because you can't do it through positioning the way you can in MMOs. That's also how they do it in tabletop. A good example, a really good example, is D&D 4th Ed. Has an excellent example of what tanking looks like. And they see it instead as battlefield control. Like, moving enemies around on the battlefield to put them in places where they take additional damage or can't get past you, so they have to deal with you, the person in front of them. 4th Ed got a lot of shit for a system that's not nearly as bad as it was reported to be, that's for sure. And I say that as someone who doesn't enjoy it. I'm not interested in that sort of tabletop play, but it is highly technical, and I would... Oh, hey, Dad, man, good to see you. Yeah, I also went from 3.5 to 5, and it would be good, but... It's good if you're interested in a tactics game, and I just don't know that I am. Like, I'm always pushing past... Hey, got him. Got him. Take that, Araman. Yeah, it's still, you're usually lurking, that's all. I hope the food combo was enjoyable. I'm glad to know your internet's back as well. Lost one. I'm one of the Warriors of Dark. His wrath of dark will affect not just your world, both of our worlds will succumb. The void is coming, but with our powers combined, we can still stop it. We must destroy the cloud of darkness. Alright, buddy. Fuck yeah! Full heal, baby! Oh yeah, well, actually, shit, that's actually pretty cool. Hack.slash or Sword Art Online, but recognize that real life is something else. That's pretty sick. Do you know what? I haven't like seen any of them. I've seen a little bit of Sword Art Online, and I cringed so hard I could not continue watching, which is how I feel about a couple of anime. Storyteller would work. Hack Storyteller a little bit and you'd be fine. That's what I say, but I recommend World of Darkness all the time. God, I haven't played World of Darkness in too long. I've run it, like, I think we're coming up to nearly a year ago. That was enjoyable, but haven't played it in even longer. Whoa. Cool stuff. This map sure does make this easy. Like, that's fair. I am consistently boggled by how good the Marvel Netflix series are. But I'm currently finishing Cloak and Dagger again, and that was a surprisingly good show that got not enough attention. Oh, look at that. Do you feel the boss fight coming on? I do. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you excited? I'm excited. Let's do this. Are we fully healed up? Yeah? What about magic? Got all of our casts of our high level spells? Yeah, we don't need to use Comrade. No, this is the end, my friend. Here's the boss fight. We are the cloud of darkness, bringer of wrath and destroyer of light. You and your world will be sacrificed to the void. Not if we have anything to say about it. Huh. This is the world of darkness. You think your powers of light can defeat us in our own land? Their light alone may not be enough, but our powers of darkness can suppress your evil. You would be willing to sacrifice your lives for the light, fools? We will not let you reduce the world to nothing. Your demise is none of our concern. Remember, we fought the Cloud of Darkness and she wrecked us in a single strike. What if the crystals of darkness may be gone, but we have no need of them any longer? We will defeat you and absorb the powers of light. The world will become the void. This is where you die, warriors of light. Oh, those shurikens deal so much damage. Come on. Ooh. Just second one in a row. Come on. Good job, Trent. That's it. Come on, Malone. Keep pushing out that damage with Bahamut. She's a fire to her. Wow. Yeah, you're totally. Oh my god, I didn't even think about it, comrade. The funny thing is, I'm like, is she gonna use anything else? Or do we only have the particle beam attack? It's not that it's not effective, but fuck, man. You know what we're gonna do? We're not gonna risk it. They can last a little bit longer. Pull out a little bit of damage that way, and let's go. The what are we going to use the elixirs on after this? Save your items for the end of the game. What if you need them later? We have 20 something. We'll be fine. We've got to keep pumping out the damage to this cloud of darkness. Otherwise, she will particle beam us to death. We won't get anywhere. We'll be embarrassed. I will admit I expected her to have like a melee attack or literally anything else. Come on. I think Bahamut's getting bored of being summoned over and over. Like, hey buddy. Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah, it's the cloud of darkness again. No. She hasn't moved. You still can't see her snitties. Yeah, do you think you could... yeah? A particle beam? Yes, please. And the sixth time is like, you know what? No, fuck this. Eventually, Bahamut's like, no, I'm not coming. And you're like, alright. Should we call buddy? Hey, Leviathan? Yeah. Oh, you've been talking to Bahamut? Shit. Look... I didn't call you because, like, not schnitties, snitties. In case she's, in fact, a snake and has snake titties. You've been talking to Bahamut? No, the only reason I didn't call you first is, like, yeah, I didn't want to bother you, that's all. No, I know you're a good guy, it's just... I know you, look... Okay, so... I don't have anything against you. I don't think you're a worse snake. Like, that's not fair. It's just like, one of you's a dragon, the other one's like a water snake, right? A water dragon. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I know you prefer to be called a water dragon. I just... It's been a really long day, and this is like a really long summon, too. Like, she's cast Particle Beam on me 3 or 4 times in this whole... Yeah, I know it's not funny. Sorry. You're my favorite dragon. I'll call you first next time, okay? This is very stupid. I'm gonna throw one holy out. And then I'm going to actually get everyone to toss an elixir on themselves. Whether they need it or not. Yeah, Palmer's being Palmer is just an improved version of Ishinity anyway, right? That's what I say. Fuck, she's got a lot of health. I better use a mallet for some reason. Is there a punchline? We just had, like, a very sad other dragon being wishing it felt more important to our sage Malone who keeps summoning them. Yeah, Leviathan, you're my favorite dragon. Hey, Bahamut, I've got mana again. Come and... Whoa, shit! Yay, we did it! Alright. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. What's this look like? In the beginning there was the void. Then came light and darkness. From them, everything was born. The heavens, skies, water, fire, life. Time inexorably brings all back to its beginnings. But from life something new was born, a shining force that separated the light from the dark and illuminated the world. It was called hope. When the balance between light and dark is broken and the world again slides towards oblivion, the chosen will appear once more. Do not forget that the source of the warrior's power is the hope that lives inside us all. Dreams, despair, love, time can obscure it all. Do not accept this, do not forget it, and time will never erase what life has to offer. Find your last remaining spark of light, a light that shines brightly when all else is dark, the light of hope. Because the being of darkness will fire her laser at you over and over. Whoop! We get teleported the fuck out of there. You're all still here. Upit, Trunt, Malone, Grumbo. You did it. Well done. No doubt you're the true heroes of this story. Not half bad, dude. Come on, it's time to go home. Sarah, I believe you had a polycule to join. Corey, good to see you tonight. We just finished the game. By God, I just lost the game. It's been a pleasure. Get the fuck off my ship. Pleasure's all ours, but I think it's about time I return to Amur. Get off the ship. Greetings. We've got an ending cutscene. How good is this? Fellas, you're back, safe and sound? Of course, barely broke a sweat. Yeah, because he didn't do much. Without your help, he would have never have made it. Thank you. If you ever need help, will heroes be here? Come train with us anytime until we meet again. Alright, let's get the fuck out of Amur. Bye. Oof, who's next? We've reached Soronia. I suppose I must return. Alright, Your Highness. Get back on the throne. Thank you for everything, Your Highness. Oh, I mean, Your Majesty. It was your light that saved our world. It is I who should be thanking you, brave warriors. If I can leave my kingdom with even half the courage you've shown, I will be content. You have my sincere thanks. Decent length ending cutscene. They're doing real well, I'd say. Hell yeah, Corey. Glad to hear it. I'm excited for No Way Home. I don't know if I'll see it before it, like, leaves theaters and enters home video because COVID again. But hey. So where are we going to drop Dash off? Given that, like, last time we saw him, he was in a furnace. We've almost reached Canaan. Guess this is messed up. My wife's probably worried sick. Wait, I can get off here too, bro. Why do you want to stop in Canaan, Dash? Well, I just wanted to check in on someone. What? Oh, fine, it's Selena, okay? Well, you wanted to see her? How sweet. Oh, come on, man. Leave me alone. Go get her, Tiger. Go get her, Tiger. Yeah, you should. That'd be pretty funny. I just want to check in on Sid's wife, right? She's single. It's nice to be single. Beautiful. Honey. Oh dear, not in front of your friends. You're embarrassing me. Selena! Dash, please don't ever leave me again. Never. I'll promise. Come on, honey. We can't let these kids show us up now, can we? Well, fine. Just one kiss then. Wow, cock blocks. Jesus. Whoops, got a little carried away. Or maybe not. Sorry about that. Let me know if you got any more adventures. I can always lend a hand. Oh, no you don't. Looks like you're not going anywhere for a while, Dash. Don't rub it in. You're welcome back here anytime. Besides, you gotta try my wife's cooking. Thank you, Sid. Dash. We'll see you all later. Cindy in FF14? Shall we head back to Sasane now, Your Highness? Can't I stay with you? I don't want to go home just yet. But Princess Sarah, don't complain. Do you understand? I want to stay with you. Oh, did I embarrass you? Come, let's go to 15. Yeah, I mean, maybe. You hear that? The princess is in fact joining our polycule. It's her. Well, oh, I can't wait to see where you grow up. Welcome back. Oh, Hubert, Trump, Malone, Grumbo, you're home. We did it to Papa, Nina. Well, I always knew you were destined to do great things. We are proud of you. Oh, welcome home. You saved the world. Wow, you're amazing. So I guess someone joking about you being warriors of light. Heroes get a kiss from me. Pucker up. Not so fast. Oops. The world is now safe from the darkness. All this is thanks to your pure hearts. Thank you, warriors of light. Oh no, not another earthquake. Oh. Look the light. Add permitted term queer as fuck. Absolutely. The crystal is back to its former brilliance. It's beautiful. The darkness is dispersed, and a new dawn has come. Hell yeah, it has. We did it. We saved the world. We Fortnite saved the world. I'm so sorry. To the fans across the globe, both past and present, and to the crew who brought the originals to life, we offer our profound and heartfelt thanks. Congratulations, everybody. You finished Final Fantasy III. First time it's been available in English in this version. That's a hell of an achievement. And you can't skip this. So we have to watch it. Have to enjoy these credits with us, okay? Means perhaps it's a good time for all of you to like stand up and have a stretch, but I won't turn on to the break screen just yet. There's nothing wrong with watching these credits, even though I think they're going to be very similar, if not the same, as the other credits that we've seen so far in these series as we get through Final Fantasy 1 and 2. And we've done Final Fantasy 3. So, coming up after Final Fantasy 2, this one was great, really enjoyable, and I know I keep saying this, but so many recurring things for the setting just show up here. While we did have chocobos in Final Fantasy 2, here we got some Moogles. Oh, thanks, Kelly. Good to see you tonight. And the job system and how you can change costumes to deal with particular bosses and go through the world changing jobs that comes up a lot. And they really crammed in as many jobs as they possibly could into this particular game, and use that balance in the direction of what each job or class is supposed to do, and use those as like a blueprint for quite a lot of Final Fantasy. Quite a lot. And good on them, right? I think it's really interesting that we've had so much of the early parts of the series, common tropes, established things, patterns, and inspiration come from a game that was not like released in the US in any particular way. You could get a DS remaster, but they redid so much, and since it was recreated entirely by a different team and different people, it's kind of like, and so many years later, it's kind of like that game used inspiration from the way the rest of the series turned out to influence the backwards instead of forwards, the way this one actually did influence going forward. And Corey's got a point. Like, it comes up a lot and then abruptly stops and then comes back a little later. Yeah, well, it starts. Like, the last time jobs come up is Final Fantasy X-2. And then 14. 14 absolutely does it all the time. But I don't know if there's a spot for swapping jobs, job crystals, being inspired by previous heroes that had bits. Deadman's mentioned it a couple of times, but that sort of job swapping is really relegated to Bravely Default. 11? Oh, I don't know about that. Does that count? I guess if 14 does. How easy is it to change jobs in 11, huh? Also, love that, like, this probably doesn't make any sense to the people who aren't well versed enough in the setting or the mythology of the setting, that I said 10-2 and I didn't mean 12. What the fuck is Final Fantasy X-2? Okay, so maybe it's worth bringing this up now, because I don't know if I have in any of the VODs, and again, shout out to everyone in all the VODs watching us to go through this experience. Final Fantasy 1 had very little to do with Final Fantasy 2. The plot was completely different, the setting was completely different, the story is completely different. It's a sequel to the series, it's not a sequel to the previous story. And same with 3, had nothing to do with the earlier ones. 4, also nothing to do with the earlier ones. That trend continues all the way up to Final Fantasy X. And then Final Fantasy X is the first game in this whole series that receives a direct sequel. Hold on. Shout out to anyone who's happily typing a response. Final Fantasy Tactics gets Tactics Advance. And War of the Roses. They are, in fact, direct sequels. Kind of. Yeah. Oh. Sorry, Corey. I guess I'm highly distractible tonight. But hey, I gotta fill the rant with something. And 10... Since 10 had a massive impact, and it was also, like, probably one of the releases for the PlayStation 2 era that made everyone think, ah, yes, this console is totally worth it. I had this experience playing this game. The 10-2 gets a direct sequel. Final Fantasy X gets a direct sequel, and in 10-2. And weirdly enough, I feel like it would be better received if it wasn't a direct sequel. It brings back the job system, in a way. It's a continuation of the plot, and it's got a different tone. It's cheery. Generation-defining game, if it kinda sucked. We're talking about FF10? Well, holy shit. Can't wait till we get to that and we can talk about it on stream. Yeah, I mean, clearly I don't count Tactics as a main title, because, like, on this playthrough, I don't intend to go through Final Fantasy Tactics. It's hard to call it that important or influential if I'm not including it on my playthrough, right? Why don't I like it? Oh. Jeez, you have to talk about that, comrade. Since it's been so long, I have nothing but positive memory. Just rattling the cage. Just such a good phrase. I love that. I'm just rattling your cage, man. Oh, Corey. Getting that rage engagement. Enragement. Rage already has a G, so it sounds even weirder when we're trying to make it. I mean, I don't hate the response. Corey, you could totally say that anyway, right? What you got? Yeah. Is also certainly... I don't know if it's more of a game of its time than other things, but it's difficult. Okay, let me put it this way. We're playing through Final Fantasy now. We're playing through the earlier games. I don't know if I'd have as positive feelings about them if we were doing it on stream. There wasn't someone to talk to about these feelings. There wasn't someone to experience with. I might feel like it's less to it, right? The series itself, I'd say starting at 4, so very soon, starts leaning heavily on emotional beats. It kind of tilts a little bit further towards emotional beats in the game. And it puts more effort onto that part of the story, which is worth experiencing. It's the kind of things I really look for when I play anyway, right? When I'm playing essentially any game, that's why Pillars was so influential. But that does mean that there will be a greater effort on were you watching, were you with us at the time, we're reacting to things together at the same time. Because it'll be about the experience that happens and unfolds on screen with everyone. Luckily, that will be recorded forever in the VODs. That's good. 8. Different vibe to the rest of them. Yeah. I love to talk about, like, I wish I had my complicated thoughts written out about Final Fantasy III, because I'd love to come to some sort of conclusion about the game itself, what it meant. But I'm hoping someone else will do a deeper dive to explain about how influential it was on Japan. I actually feel like I mentioned this last week. Because it was missing to us, to the West, it kind of feels like it's harder for me to understand and find people who've done the research to explain how important it is, what the cultural impact was. Apparently large. The end. We did it. Congratulations, everybody. Save completed game data? Yeah, absolutely. Gotcha. There you go. Got a little golden star to say we're done. Congrats, everybody. Yeah, you're right, Loxy. Alright, so I promised I wouldn't go through and just hammer the buttons, but look at that. I think we've got everything in the World of Darkness. So it will be easy for me to go through and get the rest of them. The music was particularly good. Starting with the Altar Cave, really powerful. I know they use that a lot as well. And the battle music that has a woodwind quintet version as well is pretty great. Yeah, loved it. And I also wanted to just take a quick look through the gallery. I love that this title splash, and you're like, that's really good. Excellent. That's what it was when it was originally released. Oh shit. What the fuck does that say? Final Fantasy. Love it. Oh, and the 3's in the background. Perfect. That's Firion. I don't know who you're trying to convince. The time is now. It's a mono, and that's pretty good, right? Look at that. Sarah Altney. I'm glad she joined the polycule. That's Desh. Jeez. I don't see much about him at all, huh? An unused version. I like that more. That's a cool design for Sid, too. Aria Bennett. That's Alice, the young prince. Doga. Une. Oh, there's a young version of Une. They're like, it's nice to have both of those. Sunday, the Gold Knight. And that's one of the random encounters that was turned into a boss in the Crystal Tower. Jin was like the first boss you fought in the cave. This guy's a rogue who stole things from us. He turned invisible and followed us, and we like totally couldn't see him. It's an interesting interpretation of Salamander. Love those eyes bulging out. Very cool. Hey, he's well and truly a skeleton, Hein. Good job. We wrecked Garuda by using 4 Dragoon. Very funny. And there's Doga in monster form. And like, why did Doga turn and Une just turn crazy like that into monsters straight away? We wanted to fight him. That's excellent Titan art. Yeah. Alright, well now I absolutely understand why ninjas are the coolest melee class you can possibly have. Look at those bastards. Ichi and the General was one of the last few random encounters. Yeah, I don't remember what the Guardian is. I like this design that's just never explained. It, again, turned into a boss in Final Fantasy XIV, but like that's all you get. Zilla. Lord Zande. There he is in boss form. Cerberus, very good. Two-head dragon, another, an Araman. Yeah, like the last 4 bosses right before the Cloud of Darkness. This design is what they use a lot in other Final Fantasy properties like Dissidia and other parts of Final Fantasy. And very cool, very good indeed. I like those little tentacle head things reaching out from her. That's a weird Chocobo design. Holy shit, where are your feathers? I like that they recognize that the summons are going to be important, or enough that they want to illustrate them. So you get ideas on how to make them show up. Column King, hey man! Leviathan's pretty generic there. Apartment's pretty great. Alright. Well, we got a lot of people turning up now, and it's great to see you. We're not going on break just yet, but what we are going to do is start Final Fantasy IV.